Hi, it's Margie, and this is my second annual Thrift Gift Flip Challenge. And basically what I'm trying to do is to head out with only $20 and get at least 4 items from a thrift, charity shop, garage sale, or even curb finds will come in handy in this. But the idea though is to try to get some money circulated into places that need it, like charity shops. And I want to get at least 4 items under $20. I went out with a theme. My idea was, because it's been kind of stressful, I wanted to make things a little calmer. So I thought, oh, some nice relaxing bath salts and candles would be nice. But for the candles and the bath salts, I need some containers. So I headed off to my favorite local charity shop. It is World Attic Thrift Store, and it got this. Isn't it beautiful? I love it. $2. Well, technically $1.99, but everything I'm just going to round up to the nearest dollar. So $2 for this. Then I went off to Goodwill and I got this, which is for $3. I got also this basket.
It's a nice basket.
I used to be one of those people that was like, ooh, baskets, so many nooks and crannies, so dirty, no thank you. They're really very easy to clean. I did a whole video on them. You can check it out. I'll do one of these, and I've got some down below. I'm going to be cleaning this up as well as everything else, but the basket is surprisingly easy to clean. Primarily though, you need a sunny day. So I got that, and then I also got from another charity shop, it was this one that I got for $2. Isn't it cute? Kind of looks like an ornament already. Got this one as well for $2. Love it. And yeah, everything's gonna need some cleaning up. I also went off to an estate sale because I needed some candles, and I got this one from an earlier curb find, so that one's not gonna count. And if it has a scent, it's undetectable now.
At least it doesn't smell damp.
This one, it says it's for $1, but I went the last day of the estate sale, last couple hours of it, and it was half off everything, so 50 cents. So it looks like so far we're in for $12.50, and I have got 4 items plus a lovely basket that's going to carry a couple of the gifts for one particular person. Ooh, and then I thought, there's an arts and craft event happening with local artists. I love supporting local artists, and I found a great deal. Isn't this something else? It's so pretty. I love it. This is going to make for a great candle holder, and I'll put up the artists so you can get more info on them. And check this out. I got this beautiful, cute container. $5.
Wow.
So all in, $17. I've gotten more than 4 items for gifts. I've gotten plenty here. Now all that's left is to get them cleaned up and start making the things that go inside these gift items. And now for the great experiment. I'm going to try and make a candle in this dish. Now I'm picking this one to be my experimental dish because it had the cool lid and the resealable situation here, I was like, ooh, that'd be perfect for some bath salts. But then I read that it's not good for food use on the bottom of it. And I know bath salts, you don't eat them. But you do rub them on your body because it's going to be a bath salt scrub. And I just didn't want to take a chance, like, what's in here, what's wrong with it. Besides, I've got enough containers to do that this one is going to go ahead and just become yet another candle. And what my plan is with that is I'm gonna first break up one of the candles and just put the chunks in there, because trying to melt all of that wax down, it's not very energy efficient and it doesn't seem to be necessary. If I can break out a bunch of chunks in here, then pour in some additional melted wax, that'll heat it and it should work out great. But let's first break this one up. You'll notice it's not that easy. I thought it would be like, oh, I'll just drop it. I mean, half the time, anytime you drop something, it shatters into a bunch of pieces. Not candles, apparently. That didn't work. I went ahead and tried to use a mallet on it, and that kind of just irritated it. Didn't really do much. Switched to doing a chisel with it, then I tried a saw and a chisel combo. You get the idea. It is not the quickest thing to do, but I got it. So now onto the container. Now to put the wick in first, you can use just a dollop of a hot glue gun on there and that'll work just fine. I just didn't want to do that. I have the shavings of the wax. I figured it'll be easy enough to do that. So I used the wax shavings and heated it with my finger. It really didn't take much. Tapped it a little bit, then put the wick in it, and it did great. Then because I'm using this little chunk wax method, that also helped it because I put those around to make it kind of sit right and wonderful. I'm still going to use some chopsticks or some pencils or pens just to hold the wick across the top. Now, before I add the melted wax, I am going to add some of the scent, which is how this whole gift becomes a bit more personalized because I'm adding a scent I hope that the gift receiver will enjoy. And I'm also adding it to the wax that is melting on the stove top.
One eternity later.
Pour it in there, get it all set, and then just leave it be. It's going to take a while to cool. I am not going to put this in the fridge right away because, you know, the temperature contrast, it would probably shatter the container that the whole thing is in, and that would not be a good idea. Now, if your candle's cool and they're a bit lumpy like mine, or they get a dip in them, you can use a heat gun to just melt the top surface, and you do it only on the lowest setting of your heat gun. It takes a little bit, but it works out great. All right, it's time to make the bath salt scrub, and it's easy enough to do. You need a cup of Epsom salt. Then you're going to add a cup of sea salt. I am using a fine grit sea salt. You can also use a coarse grit. It's really up to your personal taste. Then you're going to use a tablespoon of baking soda. That's going to be a little bit for calming of the skin. And then you're going to use a tablespoon of oil. It's going to be a clean organic oil. Now, most folks use a coconut oil because it's really accessible and it does add a nice scent. However, one of my gift recipients does not like the smell of coconut, so I'm using an almond oil in this instance. I'm also using a glove to do it because, well, this is going to be a gift, so, you know, why should it have my DNA in it? When it comes to scents, though, be careful with those too. You can get essential oils. There are some that are just perfect for candle scents, and the reason they're perfect for it is it doesn't take a lot and it gives a lot of smell, but it's not so nice to your skin. So you want to get an essential oil that's either A, specifically for soaps or for the body, or in the case of mine, it's one that can be used for candles or soaps. And honestly, the biggest difference is it needs much more when you're going to use it on a candle than if you just were using it for a regular oil for candles. But that's getting really digressed and messy. All right, time to fill these things. Now I'm still wearing my gloves, got my cute containers here, and I'm just putting them in, filling them up, and gonna clean them up after I'm all set. And I'll show you the final results then. Ta-da! Okay, to wrap things up, let's check out what I've learned from this, meaning my mistakes that hopefully will save you some time. Just the main big one. Don't fill your candle to the rim. It's bad for this one, especially because it has a lid. It no longer fits. But also, if you know, when your first time you light it and it gets a lot of wax up there, if you move the candle, that'd be a lot of spilling. Also blowing it out if they didn't do it carefully, that can make a mess. So it's better to leave some space for it. And speaking of leaving space for it, I did it with this one, and oh my goodness, how pretty is this? Oh, I love it. This is going to be going to a gift recipient as well as the bath salt scrubs, which, by the way, I went ahead and taped them on top. I know that's not necessarily the most attractive thing, but in transit, I don't want the lid falling off and just making a giant mess. I did tie some ribbon on it to make it look a little cute. I am got on this one, the gift basket, which it's a different color. Yeah, it's so much lighter now, it's been washed. I've included the bath scrubs, the salt scrub, the candle. I've also picked up one of these from the dollar store. It's just a little scrungy thing in there. And I'm including one of my homemade soaps in here, which those I did on a whole nother video. So I'll do one of these and one of these. Super easy to make, and it's another way to incorporate the scent that you're trying to do throughout this. And then also, just because, remember, I got really addicted to embroidery, so they're all getting this. They each get an ornament of theirs. And I also, now normally what I would do to close this up is I would just go ahead and go to either an estate sale or a thrift shop and get a big pillowcase, put it in there, cinch it at the top, and tie a ribbon on it and call it a day. However, before I do that, I'm running off to get an extra gift for each of these gifts. And one of them is going to be their favorite bottle of alcohol, and the other one is going to be some scratch offs. So you never know, it might be giving them 10 grand to maybe $1 million, or just a piece of paper with scratchy stuff on it. But I digress. At any rate, these were simple, easy gifts to make that were actually kind of fun to make, and I think they'll mean a lot to the gift recipients. Please subscribe to the asking spot. I'm rushing this because a plane is coming. Bloopers are next. I gotta say, my house, it smells beautiful now with the melting candle wax throughout the air, but this is not a project for someone who gets bored easily. Yeah, that would be me. Because this standing by and watching wax melt,
Are we insane yet? Are we insane yet?
not fun. Oh, hey, so I did get a little bit bored with this, and I thought, all right, we've got a spare microwave. I'll go ahead and try and melt the wax in the microwave. So I read about it, and it seems like it's possible, but they did caution that it could also wreck your microwave. Well, it did. Now, granted, our microwave is old, so it might have just been its time, but yeah, I'm not using a microwave to melt wax ever again. And this time around, it's my annual thrift gift local charity shop. It's World Attic Thrift Store, or Thrift Attic, World Attic Thrift Store. I go there all the time. Making the sea salt, bath salt, fine grit sea salt here. Keeping track at home. And there's an airplane that I am using. And that planes through the whole thing, isn't it? Coconut oil. I can't believe a plane again.